Here we are. We're here. We're live. Cool. Let me know if you can see me. Hey, Jenny, nice to see you. Okay, I'm seeing you. We're happening. We're happening. We're happening. Good morning for you, Angela, in Scotland. How you doing over there? Dariana, super lovely to see you. So darn cool. Yeah. Amazing, amazing. So lovely to see everyone here. Hi, Holly Ann. It's so great to see you. I'm loving all the comments that are going on in the group. In fact, it's hard to keep up with them. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of really lovely feedback, a lot of people sharing some really cool things. I just love it. So thank you guys. Is there a problem showing the video? Is anyone else having a problem showing the video? If you guys can just let me know. Hey, Cody. Just let me know that you can see the video. I can hear it running upstairs because I know I've got family watching it. So, Mum, if that's you, can you turn it down, please? That would be super cool. No, we're good, all good, all good. Okay, cool. Excellent. Thank you. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So great to see everyone. There's been a lot of interaction today. How are you guys feeling? It's a big day, Values Day, right? The value that we think we're sharing quite often is not often the thing that, that people see in us. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about, branding and marketing is that I get to shine a light on people and the epic joy and the epic greatness that I see in others, because quite often we don't see the light within ourselves, right? Quite often we don't see the value that we bring to the world, because quite often these things are just our natural talents, right? These things are the things that we take for granted. They're the things we do in our sleep. Like I was watching I just had a quick stalk on Donna's post, and like people are sharing these like amazing things about gardening. I think there's a netball comment in there, Donzi. Like, the things that we don't even realize that people see in us. And so it's really nice just to get the affirmation, because quite often we're like, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to post. And this is all about sharing that for you and with you, right? So congratulations on everyone doing the homework and getting it out there. I'd love to know how you're feeling with all of that. How is it all going? Are you getting some nice feedback? I've seen some really cool comments going on. This is really about you understanding what your value is, but what people see in you, and what are they connecting with you on, or what are they looking for guidance from you with, right? And understanding what that looks like. So today we want to really tap into that space of, what value do I bring to the market? What value do I bring to my customers? And then from there, we're going to do a values exercise. So you're going to need a pen and a paper. Or if you're a typer, you can type it, or whatever that looks like, but something just to make some notes, because we'll have to get really clear on what those values are and how it all sort of works. Hey, Paula, nice to see you. Hey, Deborah. Awesome, awesome. No worries. Homework can start anytime, right? Anytime. And what I would do for some people who are posting on their social profiles, super cool, make sure you get the why, right? It's actually not the what in here. So Susie was saying that she was a little bit overwhelmed because everyone's saying, I want to do this and I want to do that. But you need to know why. The why is the important part. And I don't want to get like super granular on that piece, but what you're looking for is what people see in you, right? So if, for example, in Susie's case, people are saying, hey, I'd love to sit with you and learn about, children's choirs, why? Do you know? So I would go ahead, and the people who are responding, ask them why that is. I want to, I saw a couple of comments around creativity. I want to know more about creativity from you, or I want to know more about this. Then say, oh my God, that's amazing. Can I ask why? Right? And it's not because you want to know why, it's because you want to understand the essence that sits behind the what, right? So this is really, really important. Hey, Wendy, nice to see you here. Oh yeah, we're getting to that. I promise we're getting to this. What this is all about, right? Because there's no point in like digging into all this stuff if we then don't have a place to apply it. So today is about looking at, what are the values? What are the values that other people see in us? And then getting clear on what our main values are, right? And they change, and they're allowed to change. You are you, you're an evolving human, you're doing your thing, right? And what's important now may not have been important 5 years ago, and vice versa, right? So situations, scenario, people, we evolve. And so in that light, it's always good to recheck what this looks like. So yeah, super important, super compelling work. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, I think, as we dig into this piece. So make sure that you drop your comments into Unit 2 around what were your insights into this. Were there any great ahas? Are you more confused than ever? That's actually okay. Because what this does is it gives you a framework to understand what are your top 5 values that you want to communicate in your content. That's the process of all of this. You want to be able to deliver value, you want to be able to deliver meaning, you want to be able to deliver products and services. Sorry, the light's bright in my glasses. I need to change. Okay. Or I could take my glasses off. Nah. But you want to be able to create meaning in the work that you do. So and what you need to think about is, okay, now you've got these values, whatever they might be. Someone might say, hey, you know, you're really connected, or you're really insightful, or, you know, I love these pieces about you. And that's important to understand what that looks like. So if someone says, hey, I want to learn about, you know, gardening from you, why? I want to learn about photography from you, why? Because I love your eye. I love how you capture the light. I love your authenticity. I love how you reach into the soul of someone. I love how you're really earthy, whatever those things are, right? Make sure you understand what is the value that underpins that question. Super, super important. Okay, so here we go. Values aligned businesses. So cool. Okay, so this is probably one of my favorite things of all time, is understanding that when you share the essence of who you are, what you believe, and how you serve people, it builds the value, the likability, and trust, right? It's not enough in today's day to tell people what you do. You've got to tell them why you do it. And so if anyone has seen Simon Sinek's talk, I can drop the link in the units. I'll just make a note so don't forget. It's really important to understand why you do what you do. People already know what it is, and quite often they know how it is. But if you can start with why and what that value piece is, then people will connect with you on that space. Quite often people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. People are looking to work with people who believe what they believe, who think what they think. They want to follow people that feel aligned to. You know, when you I don't know, you might have watched a movie, or you might have, you know, seen someone give a talk, and they're coming from a perspective that's not you, or not your perspective, and you're like, yeah, nah, I don't want to watch it because it doesn't connect with me. It's the same here with the work that you're doing and with the sharing content. People will follow content when they feel there's that connected point, and then they'll disconnect when they don't feel like you're, you know, aligned, when they don't feel like you have the same vision. People want to work with people who have a similar viewpoint and a similar perspective, that they see their work and they're like, oh yeah, I totally get that. That person totally sees me. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for someone who believes what you believe about a certain piece, whether it's the work that you do, the values that you share, the lifestyle that you live is about bringing to life the elements and the layers of who you are that allow people to understand you as a human, but also the reasons why you do things. And so this is super simple in some regards, because I always start by asking 3 simple questions. I always say, how do you consistently leave people feeling when they connect or work with you? And that's what you guys have started today, right? You've had some really warm fuzzies, right? I've seen some beautiful feedback about how people feel supported, how they feel nurtured, how they feel at peace and calm, and all of those layers, right? So think about the feeling that people have when they connect in with you with your work, whatever that is. And if you haven't defined what that work is, how do people connect in with you, or how do they feel when they leave you? If, you know, you're meeting them for coffee, or you're meeting them for a walk on the beach, or you're meeting them to catch up about kids, or whatever that might be, how do you consistently leave people feeling after they connect with you? So I want you to take just a couple of minutes and write this down for me, okay? This is a not lecture-y type of scenario. I'm just going to check the messages on the feed and make sure that I'm not missing anything from you guys, right? Yeah, hopefully I can see them all. Yeah, how do you consistently leave people feeling when they work or connect with you? Super important. So what are the words that pop up? People might feel inspired, they might feel confident, they might feel energized, they might feel relieved, right? They might feel enthusiastic, right? They might feel healthy, they might feel vital, they might feel useful. How do you leave people feeling? It's really important. Yeah. And then after you think about that, I want you to start to look at your messaging. So have a look at your messaging. For those of you who have websites, look there. For those of you who are on social media, look there. And ask yourself, does your messaging and your marketing have the same feeling, right? So if you think about, for me, my core words and my values are freedom, creativity, connection, social justice, peace and social justice, natural, coming back to natural ways of being, and that comes back to sort of indigenous flavors, and also just a natural way of moving, thinking, health, all of those things, whatever is natural. And so I try and portray that in my messaging and in my marketing. It's generally very natural sort of feeling, comes back to health, comes back to body, comes back to self, but also, bringing in the creativity, bringing in that natural inquisitiveness that I have. I'm always asking questions. I'm always searching for the next thing. I'm a classic adventurer. Freedom's very important to me. So these are the subconscious messaging that I want to share on all of my marketing, right? That's what I'm hoping you're feeling when you connect with me. This natural sense of inquisitiveness and what is real and authentic, and a bit of social justice, right? Because, I talk about I'm sick of all the smoke and mirrors and the noise, all of those things, super important. And then if you have a look at your marketing and you have a look at what this messaging looks like, and if it doesn't feel the same, then really ask yourself, why not, right? Now, if you don't have a content structure at the moment and you don't have a marketing message at the moment, maybe you're just posting things as they pop up, and that's totally fine, right? So, people, we're a world of oversharers. So people are sharing, the food, their workouts, their sunrises, their sunsets. What is it that you're sharing? And does that match the bigger vision of, what's important to you and the feeling that you want people to have when they connect with you? Because one of the great questions I have in this space is, how do you want people to feel when they connect with your market? How do you want people to feel when they connect with you on social media? So social media is you, right? It's how you're showing up. If you put out like this version of you that's not you, then when people meet you, which inevitably they will if you're trying to do business of some way, shape or form, then you've broken the trust, right? So if you're an introvert and you're sharing yourself as a social extrovert, then when they meet you and they realize that you're an introvert, it's breaking the trust, right? So allow yourself to be seen in all the layers and the beauty that you are. Not everyone wants to connect with the extrovert, right? You are perfect for the perfect person who's looking to meet you as you are. You don't have to be as someone else perceives you. That's their perception, right? But when you're sharing your content, it needs to be the real version of you, the version of you that they're going to meet, right? So be mindful of those things when you're online and when you're sharing your messaging and you're sharing your connection and you're sharing your value in this space. People want to know who you are. They want to know if there's a sense of affinity and if they want to continue the conversation. All you're doing is using this platform to open a conversation, whatever that conversation is. Some people are not using it to open conversations, right? They're just using it to like unleash all of their information online. And that's okay too, right? Because everyone's allowed to be themselves. But in this process. What we're really trying to get clear on is crafting content that connects so you can speak to the right audience. And generally that has something to do with like an outcome around your business goals and dreams and whatever that might look like, whether you want to sell your house or launch a program or get really clear on your avatar or use social media more often. Oopsie, hello, messages coming up. I love it, right? Real life. Remember what I said, if you're looking for perfect, you won't get it here. All right. So now that you've gotten some clarity on that, I want you to write down 5 words that represent the experience of working or connecting with you when you're in flow. So when you're in flow, doing the thing, right? So for me, like when I'm in the flow, like doing social content or connecting with clients and, you know, helping them with their marketing or with their branding, what are 5 words that represent that experience? And it could be represent the experience for you as the person who's providing the service or the product, or it could be the experience of the customer, right? But that transaction, that experience is what we're looking for. So take a moment to write those things down. I'm just going to keep word vomiting over you and just sharing so that you've got time to think about this. But really the action I want you to take is the 5 words. 5 words that represent the experience of working or connecting with you when you're in flow. I was speaking to one of my clients today who may or may not be on this call, and we were talking about her keywords. She's about to do a branded photo shoot. And so we talked about what are the important words for her, right? And her important words are inspired, vital, healthy, authentic. Yeah, she's a mother, she's a creator. She's also like a beach lover, she's plant-based. She's about lifestyle, holistic lifestyle. So these are the words that represent the experience of her, right? This is everything that she is. And you know who you are. Hopefully you're here. Ping me if you're not. How can you ping me if you're not? I'll ping you. Okay, so hopefully you've had time to think about your 5 words. And then again, look at your channels and look at your messaging and what would you need to change for all of this to reflect this feeling? And this is super important, right? Because a lot of people can define what they don't like, but they don't necessarily know how to define what they like. And so you can spend a lot of time looking at, you know, what are the things that I don't like and, you know, seeing all the things that you don't like. But what would you like for your message or for your platform, if we're going social media, to change to reflect this feeling? Is it a change of color? Is it a change of image? Is it a change of look or aesthetic? Is it a change of tone of voice? Is it a change in the kind of things that you're sharing? Is it a change in who you're sharing with? So if you're interviewing people and you're sharing other people's content, or you're sharing, you know, blogs or vlogs or education, like what would you need to change for your message to represent the feeling of what working and doing business with you is, right? When you're in flow. Take a moment to really tap into or examine what that looks like or feels like for you, because people will buy an emotion and then they'll rationalize it after. People will follow because of how you make them feel, not because of what you said, right? So all of these things, most people are kinesthetic, and, you know, on the platforms that we're at, depending which platform we're going to talk about a little bit later on, most people are kinesthetic, and then we have a high volume of people who are visual, and then a smaller portion of people who are audio, right? So it's about what they feel when they connect with you, what they see when they connect with you, and then what they hear when they connect with you. Those things are really important. So maybe it's about sound, you know, for Susie and Phil, who are beautiful musicians, maybe the most important thing is, you know, sound for them, and what do people hear when they see you online? There's so much music and there's so much sound being brought to the table now with how we're sharing our messaging. It's super cool, right? How you can actually impact people with sound. And we always notice a bad sound, right? We always notice when something sounds off, and we always notice when there's not enough. But yeah, what do we notice about when the music's right or when the sound is right? And again, the next question is, what do you want your followers to think or feel when they see you in flow and on your social media channels? And that's so important too, right? So What is the experience of working with you? But what do you want people to feel? So if they're seeing you online for the very first time, what do you want that feeling to be of that experience, right? Let's say they've been following you, and some people have been following you, and I know like for some of my clients, they're like, hey, this person has been following me for like 3 years and so never engaged, and then I say this one thing, or I've done this one thing, and all of a sudden like they've connected with me for the first time. So how do you want people to feel in that space? I'm just going to quickly check the group and see if there's any messages that I've missed, because that's sort of important, right? See if I can catch hold of you guys while you're thinking about these things. All right. Okay. I can't see it. So I'm just going to have to trust and catch up on all your messages after. Perfect. So you have an awareness now, right? You have an awareness by going out to your market and going out to your friends and going out to family around what people see in you, the value that they see in you, whether it's everything from the music that you create, to the music you share, to the garden you plant, to the picture you paint, to the words that you say, to the healing you provide. Like all of these things are super valuable, right? They all build the piece of your brand and your content that connects. This is not content that converts. I had someone say to me, oh, can you show me your conversions? I'm like, yes, it will convert, but we're here for the long game, right? We're actually here to attract the right people. We're not here to like throw all of our stuff to the wall and hope some of it sticks by just, you know, being willy-nilly. We actually want to be here and create meaningful connections with the right people, because that's what building fulfilling business is all about, right? That's what building content's about. And when you have those great messages, and I've seen them come through, and I like, my heart is so happy. I see everyone connecting, and I'm like, oh my God, look what we've done. I can't believe it. It's so amazing and it's so magical. And I just feel so blessed that there's so many people who are really just sharing so much of themselves, right? And that for me is the biggest blessing, right? Biggest blessing. And I'm super grateful for you guys for doing that. Okay. So I cannot see if you are ready, so we just have to trust. We're going to come into the values exercise piece now, and this is big, right? So I'm just going to throw a whole lot of words onto the screen, and so this is how it's going to roll. And I will give you some space. I'll maybe set my timer on this one, right? So what I want you to do is think about, or from, again, a lot of words on the page, you'd need to come up with 10 words, right? So 10 words that represent the values that are most important to you. Now, there's 150 words here to choose from, so it's going to be tough, but you're going to be fine. All right. So here's the screen. Here are the words. Oh my God, lots of words, right? So take a breath. I know it's overwhelming. I know there's a lot of words. We've got a good 5 minutes to go through these words. I want you to trust your gut, trust your heart, go with what feels right. You can go with like what you want to do, but ultimately we're going to have to narrow this down. So when you look at these words, what are the ones that jump out for you first? Grab your pen and paper, start to write them down. I'm going to give you 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes to look at these words. And start to pick out the 10 values in this value sheet that really connect with you. And there's a lot, right? Now I'm going to put myself on silent and check the messages. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, cool. I love the messages. I love this. People say they feel inspired, creative, hopeful, lighter, calm. I love it. Replaced comforted with resilient. I love that too. Sure. Yeah, it's very cool that we need to align our experiences. So I'm just going to like fill the space, right? But you've got 5 minutes to get your 10 words. People want to feel special enough. They want to feel better. Yeah. Ah, thanks, Melissa. Yeah, soft, natural, perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I love it. So cool. So cool. And if you have any questions, hopefully I can see them as they pop up. But this is just about you tapping into what these are. There are a lot of words. There's some cool words in here, right? But really, as you think about them, yeah, I love it. Love, acceptance, trust, thankfulness, power. You need 10 words. 10 words, Jenny. Keep going. Keep going, keep going. Yeah. I love it. The word that's popping up for me at the moment is brilliance. It's the only one I can see in the page. I can see brilliance. I can see power. These are not words in my values at the moment either, which is interesting. I see leadership, brilliance, power, prosperity. Yeah. So if you're just joining us for the first time and you've just got this sea of words, I'm sorry. So what we're doing is we're doing a quick exercise on just looking at values that really resonate with our business and with our mission and our vision, and that aligns with us as who we are, right? Super important if we're creating content that connects is to make sure that our values are represented in our brand and in our messaging. So grab a pen and paper, look at the words, trust your gut, and start to think about what are the 10 words that pop up for you. Dreaming, teamwork. I know it's so hard to choose only 10. You got this. You got this. Now, look, if you need to mute my chatting, then you can go ahead and do that, right? Here we go. Intuition, joy, making a difference, mindfulness, motivation, presence, growth. You've got presence twice there, Doriana. Energy and peace. You need one more. Oh my God, I love it. Nature. Nature is one of my favorite. Professionalism, respect, trust, loyalty. Great words. 20's okay, Sunny. Just have them written down. Health, vision. So many words. Uniqueness, happiness, optimism, gratitude. Such cool words. Vitality. Yeah, so darn cool. So darn cool. I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes more. Don't freak out. I'm going to share these slides so you can do this again if you want to. Connection, motivation, nature, amazement, capability. Yay, Cody, freedom, ambition, appreciation. You don't have to. They're for you. If you want to share them, no worries. But you got time. Oh, Holly Ann, I love the humor in your brand, making a difference. Yeah. Good job, everyone. I love it. Leadership, assertiveness, motivation, professionalism, teaching, gratitude. Such cool words. Free spirit. I love it. Joy, peace and harmony, faith and hope. You're double dipping there, Deborah. It's totally fine. Totally allowed, right? All right. Last minute for everyone here. You got your 10 words. If you got 20, that's no problem too. Are you ready for the big task? I need you. Take encouragement. Encouragement's a cool word. All right. So we've all got our 10. If we don't have 10, that's totally fine. I need you. You're going to hate me for this. I need you to cross out 5, right? I need you with 5 keywords. So from your list, work out which ones. You've got 2 minutes. Go with your gut. Doesn't matter if you've thrown joy under the bus. Doesn't matter if you've thrown like passion under the bus, whatever it is, right? Pick the 5 that really feel right for you right now. Pick the 5 that are stronger for you. And I don't know how you choose things. I don't know how you choose what this looks like for you and how you go, oh, well, what's this one over that one? But if I'm looking at, say, the difference between challenge and change, usually I'm like, well, which one do I lean into more? I lean more into challenge. So I'm going to pick challenge over change. So this is what you need to do, reduce to 5 words. So look at the words, pick your top 5. You've got a minute here to do this. I love that. Adventure, kindness, nature, curiosity. Yeah, so darn cool. So darn cool. You guys are doing awesome. Have tea. How are we going with the 5? It should be hard, right? If it's hard, you're on the right track because they're values. You don't want to like cross off a value so easily. You've just gone through 150 to make 10, and now we're making you turn that into 5. Just let me know when you've got your 5. Pop a little yes or a high five or whatever that is. Ah, look, Melissa, so good. Intuition, optimism, gratitude, happiness, connectedness. Awesome 5. Well done. Yeah, great work, everyone. Let me know when you've got your 5. Oh no, Donna, that's more than 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bring it to 5. I know it's hard. It's hard to reduce them down. And it should be hard because they're values. Great job, Brad. Of course you have. I love it. Guys are like, yep, onto it. Onto it, baby. Us girls are like, oh my God, I don't know how to cut out a value. Good job, Wendy. Awesome, Ro. Awesome, you guys are down to your 5. So cool. And when you think of these 5, like if they were going to be the cornerstone of your marketing or of your values of what you want to share, how do you feel about that right now? If these are the 5 values that you're going to present to the world, that you're going to speak on, create content on, share imagery on, yeah, Sunny, we went from 20 to 5 like that in a heartbeat. Yeah. So you should have 5. Yeah, right now. Perfect. Deborah, such great words. Free spirit, faith, connecting, change, and trust. So really just look at your 5 and ask yourself, are these the 5 values that I want to be known for in the world, right? Are these the 5 values that I want people to connect with me? If people are meeting with me, and if I was to ask the question a month's time or 2 months' time, once all my marketing is out there, what do I want to be known for? Are these the values that you want to be prevalent in your brand, in your marketing? Mindfulness, spirit, enjoyment, peace, forgiveness, faith. They're beautiful. So beautiful. So cool. So now you can yell at me because I can't hear you, but you need to bring it down to 2. I need your top 2 values, right? So circle the top 2. Yep, it's hard because you've looked at all these beautiful values and how does that look? And then bring it to 2, right? What are your top 2 values? The things that are most important to you. Rachel, I love those. Natural, free spirit, harmony, social impact. I love social impact and passion. Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Love. Yeah. Such a big one. Such a big one. Love and trust. Perfect 2. Perfect 2. Yeah. Let me know. It's all right, Dunzi. You can be slow. In fact, I've got a delayed reaction on the call to what's going on in the feed. So I'm probably the slow one here, right? Authenticity, creativity, curiosity. Oh, Holly Ann, making a difference and impact. Totally. Totally. Yeah. You guys are going to get to know each other through the course of this process, and you're going to find that you've got like 100 new supporters in your business, which is so damn cool. Someone was asking today, can we share Instagram feeds and whatever else? There's going to be an opportunity for that, I promise. It's about coming all together. Free spirit and connecting, freedom and impact. Good job, Cody. Meaning, wisdom and sincerity, passion and knowledge. I love your words. You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome. So of your 2, can you pick one? That's the next one. What's your top value? Your number 1 value? The one that you can't live without. And this should be so hard, right? This should be like, oh my God, I've just thrown my family under the bus. I've like ditched my self-control. What are the things, right? Humor and acceptance, totally. So, what would you ditch? Humor or acceptance? Tough call, right? But what is your number 1 value? You need to know what the number 1 value is, right? Because when we get busy, when we do all the things at the moment, like my world is so crazy busy, I'm doing all the things and I have to know why I'm doing it, right? So my number 1 value is freedom, right? So I do this for a sense of freedom. Yeah, for sure. Balance and family, Donna. Humor, Paula, I love it. Holly Ann's making a difference. Melissa's doing connected optimism, maybe. Authenticity, Perfect, perfect, perfect. You guys have got this joy. So good. Susie, you are joyful. Angela's making a difference. I love it. So darn cool. Family. I love it. So the good news is you've got your 1 and you've probably got your top 5, right? What I want you to do is from your top 5, you know what your 1 is, but place the others in order for me. So you've got your top 5 values, you know what your 1 and 2 are, but maybe you want to swap out like 2 and 3 and 4 and whatever that looks like. But take a moment. Social impact. I love that one so much, Rachel. Yeah, love connecting. I love them. They're such strong, beautiful values. And, you know, when people connect with you, when they see you online and they see you in your brilliance and your number 1 value is leadership or social impact, that's definitely what you should be sharing around your content, right? So this is all about gaining clarity on content that connects. That's what this whole thing is about, right? It's about connecting to the values that we have and then sharing them in a way that feels authentic and true without losing our stuff all over social media. And look, you can if you want to. This is not a criticism for people who are, sharing a lot on social media. It's about finding the values that resonate and the way to share that feels authentic for you so you can connect with the people that you're meant to connect with. I love fearlessness, Faye. That's so cool. So please write down your top 5 in order. If you need to shuffle them around, totally okay. Do that, right? So make sure that you have your top 5 in order. Because once you know, 1, the values that are important to you, and 2, the values and values that other people see in you, now you can start to create tactics that support it. So it's a lot. It's a big day. It's a big emotional day today. We put ourselves out there to the world and say, hey, tell me what you see in me. Is this okay? Am I doing it right? What is the thing? And hopefully you've had some beautiful messages from your friends and family saying, hey, and your customers and your community saying, hey, this is what I really love about you. And this is why I want to connect with you on those things. And then think about those things and also the values that you've just identified in the past 15 minutes on this particular training, right? Yeah. I love them. Oh, I'm glad you're loving it. It's so cool. So values are the what, right? This is the what we want to share. It's who we are as human. Because remember, we talk about people don't connect with what we do, they connect with why we do it and who we are, right? I believe that people do business with people. It's the secret of all of this stuff, right? So when you know why people connect with you and what it is that brings them to you, then it's easy for you to be able to translate what this looks like. Now, I do have to say a caveat, this exercise came from my coach, right? So I know she wouldn't mind that I've borrowed it. I haven't borrowed it all completely step by step, but this is what has helped me identify my values. So for those of you who don't know my coach is Dee Hutchinson. She's in the group. Some of you guys know her. Holly Ann and I were in a group together with her about 3 years ago now. So I'm grateful that I can share work like this that has come from other amazing people who've had a positive impact in my life. And if you feel inclined to share it, that's totally fine too, right? So I don't believe that there's any real unique knowledge in this space. We're just sharing information. I love it, Sunny. Top 5, make a difference, professional, ambition, truth, open-minded. Perfect. Good job, everyone. You guys are awesome. Awesome. So now we've got our values and we've got the piece around what we know other people see in us. It's time to really think about, tomorrow we're going to actually content map this and put this into a process. But I'd love for you to simmer overnight and consider how you bring this to life, right? So if your value is creativity, then how would you share creativity? If your value is social impact, then how do you share social impact? If your value is courage, how do you share courage? What would you share around courage? So start to look at your values and then, if you can, write them down like you have, and then start to think about what represents that thing for you, right? So what represents curiosity for you? What represents family for you? What represents balance for you? What are the things that represent this value for you? How do you embody this value in your everyday living? What does that look like? It's a big job, right? It's a big job. Got stuff going on. You've got heaps to do. So I'd love to know if you have any questions on this space. This is a really cool time for you to consider, you know, particularly some of you guys have been sharing online for a long time, and some of you guys are morphing and you know, using this opportunity to create new pathways for yourself and for your customers. But if there's any questions that you have along this values exercise and any insights that you want to ask of me, now is your time. Yeah, everyone's values are so darn cool, Melissa. I agree with you. They're so darn cool. I'm loving them. And so it's important then for us to be able to understand what they look like, because tomorrow we're going to look at the values and then we're going to map them out into content strategy. But it's good for you to know what that can look like, right? So super, super, super cool. You guys are amazing. Thank you for showing up. How could I embody each of their values? For example, if your value is adventure, then, you know, sharing things around travel. It could be sharing things around, you know, new experiences. It could be things around conquering fears. It could be things like, for some people, adventure might even be something as fun as like jet skiing. So what is adventure for you, and how does that come to life in your life? If your value is family, then what about family is important in that value? Is it children? Is it education? Is it, you know, quality time with family? Is it connection? Is it creativity with family? Is it nutrition? Like, what is it about that family piece that you would want to share, if that makes any sense? Oh, hi, Rose. Thanks for staying up. I know it's late for you, right? So it's my pleasure. Like, it really is my pleasure to share some of this with you guys. You guys are amazing, and I'm super blessed to be here with you. If you have any further questions, drop them in the unit provided. Also, for those of you who have had troubles with the emails, because I'm sending so many emails at the moment, each unit has the email attached to it. So if you miss an email, don't freak out. Go to the unit where I'm attaching the email and also the training or the task each morning as well, so that you've got them as a resource. Yeah. Believe it or not, content that connects is just about sharing who you are, the real you, the version that the world is waiting for, not the whiz bang shit, oh sorry, that marketers tell you need to be. Just be you. The world's waiting for you. This is what this is about. All emotional. You guys have a great night ahead. If you have any questions, ping them through to me. Tomorrow we're going to map this out into how you create content from this space. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for showing up in all your authenticity. I so appreciate it, and all of you. Good night.